Hello and welcome to ElmJo Tech. You're watching my first video from Udemy, which is CCNA ICND1 100-101 Routing and Switching. And this video or this course is completely free. You will have all the knowledge of routing and switching, and you will be able to pass the exam for ICND1 after completing this course. I've just added something with labs. With labs means that I'm gonna walk you through some labs, practical labs, which will be covered by your exam, as well as I will just go through some practical or real life knowledge or real life labs that we are gonna face, or you are gonna face once you start a job somewhere, or once you start doing a business, networking business, or this course is just gonna give you a brief explanation, and I will just share all my knowledge, experience and concepts that I have been doing since last 9 years. So I will be your instructor. Before starting this course, I want to introduce you myself. My name is ElmJo, and I was working for different type of companies, and my experience in networking domain is for 9 years, and I've been doing, or I was working for different type of organizations, different businesses, small to medium or enterprise, and I've been teaching or training. I was a technical instructor at American University of Afghanistan, and I've been doing that for last 5 years, and I have got couple of certifications that is Microsoft Certified Solution Expert in Server 2003, Exchange Server 2013, SharePoint 2013, and Link Server 2013. So I've got Cisco Certified Network Associate in Routing, Switching, Voice, Design and Security. I'm just gonna give you a brief explanation of all these certification or paths that you can select in order to proceed in future. So I've got Cisco Certified Network Professional in Security and Design, and I have got Cisco Certified Internetwork Expert certification in Security, which is written, not lab, because I'm still preparing for the lab. And I've got Information Technology Infrastructure Library certification, which is IT Management. So this is a brief or simple summary of my educational background. So let's go ahead and see what we have next. So Cisco certification paths. One of the big things that you all have to know. Anyone who is trying to get into Cisco, anyone who is trying to start Cisco or want to learn Cisco, really needs to understand the certifications and different certification paths, because that's how you are going to select what should be your specialization, or in which part do you want to be expert. Because becoming an expert in all parts is not impossible. It is possible, but anyone who is trying to learn something, or anyone who is trying to do a business, or anyone who is trying to go and work somewhere, needs to select one of these certification paths so that he can work somewhere better. Because most of the time what is happening, that everyone says that I know CCNA, routing, switching, I know voice, I know wireless, I know security. Anyone who have worked, have experience on it, can do it really easy. But I prefer always just select one path and then start working on it. Once you start working with it, then you will have an idea that you should go ahead. Having knowledge in different Cisco certification is really good. So Before starting Cisco certification, what do you need? The students who really want to study Cisco certification, they really have to have a knowledge of networking, meaning that how network works. So one of the things that I recommend for anyone who is trying to start CCNA, they should, or they really have to have a knowledge of networking in a way that they really have to have something like what is network, how network works, what are different type of media, and what are different type of WAN technologies. These things are covered in CCNA. We are going to study all those things, but if you really have to want to have a brief explanation of all those things, I prefer that you go with CompTIA Network Plus certification. Even if you don't want to do certification, you just go through the course and study that, because that's one of the things that is really going to help you with CCNA certification, because you already have the concept, everything in your mind, and you know everything. You will not have any problem. So if you are gonna start your Cisco certification, you have different type of paths. As you can see in this chart that I really got it from Google, that's one of the great thing that I found. So Cisco certified network associate, whenever you want to start, as you can see that in the left side, that we have key, we have entry, we have associate, we have professional, and then we have expert. So these are the different level of Cisco certifications that you can do. But most of the people, what are they doing is that they are directly starting from associate. That's why I say that I said that you really have to have a knowledge of CompTIA Network Plus, because anyone who have a knowledge of CompTIA Network Plus, if they start the certification from associate, they will not have any difficulty. So as you can see that anyone who is just doing entry level network technician certification, then they can start their path, because in the entry they will have all the knowledge of the networking or basic networking, that how network works. After that they can select their path. Still it depends on you. So as you can see that the blue color, it says CCDA. CCDA means Cisco Certified Design Associate. So Design Associate, Design Professional, and Design Expert, these are different categories or different level of certification on designing. Designing means that how are you going to design a network? What are you will, after completing the certification, you will have all the knowledge of how can you design a network. What are the things that you have to take in your mind before designing a network, like cost, security, reliability, speed. All of these things are very important whenever you are designing a network. So CCDA is going to give you all the knowledge that you need to have before designing a network. If you go to Design Professional is higher than CCDA. So if you are designing a network for small to medium sized businesses, you can go through CCDA. But if you want to go to design a network for enterprise network, which is like having 14, 15 or 15 plus 15,000 plus users, then you really need to have the concept of Design Professional. Design Professional is 3 exams. You really need to pass those 3 exams in order to become Design Professional. After having the certification for Design Professional, you will have the knowledge and concept of designing a network for enterprise level businesses. So after that we have got Cisco Certified Design Expert. Expert level certification is one of the most difficult certifications that we have nowadays for Cisco, because they are 2 exams. The first exam is written exam, meaning that multiple choices exam that everyone or somehow 90% of the people really pass it, because it is not so difficult. It is difficult, but not as the lab. The lab exam for Cisco certification is 8 hours. You really have to sit and do all the things practically. So that's why it is one of the most important and most demanding and difficult certification to do. So let's go ahead and see some other certification paths. So if you want to have the knowledge and concept of configuring, installing this wireless network, meaning that Cisco access point, bridges, all those equipments, you really need to have knowledge on that how can I build a wireless network for Cisco that's having a Cisco equipment. You can go through CCNA wireless. It's still the concept is same. Small to medium enterprise networks, you can jump into the level of that certification, and depending on your need, depending on the organization, that how large the organization is and what type of knowledge for that company or for that organization you need, you can choose your certification. It should be professional, it should be associate, or it should be expert. So after that, you can see that if you want to build a voice network means that one of the most important things every organization should have, because if the company is growing, if the organization is growing, it means that they really need to have communication between their employees, between their customers all the day. So if a customer or if the employees are trying to call each other, if they call by their mobile phone, what is going to happen? If a company have like 1 million or 100k, 10k employees, do you think isn't it going to be too much expensive? It is going to be. So why not set up our own voice network? Because what's the benefit? The benefit is cost. It's not going to cost you. You will have your own voice network. Everyone can call each other. Like it can be 4 digits, it can be 5 digits, it can be 7 digits. Like everyone will have their own extensions, their names, everything. The control is with you. The security is one of the most important thing. That's the big concern for enterprise networks. So if you really want to build a voice network for your company or for an organization, or you really want to learn how to build a voice network, you can go through Cisco Certified Network Associate and Voice, Cisco Certified Network Professional, which is higher than Associate, which is Professional, and then Expert again. So after that, you can see we have another certification, which is CCNA Security. CCNA Security is one of the other important things that you really need to learn. CCNA Security, basically, it gives you all the knowledge of how to build a secure network, how to make sure that the hackers will not be able to hack your network, how to make sure that the viruses are not going to get into your network. Because if the organization is big, if there are too many employees, if the organization or company have an enterprise type of network, one of the other thing is confidentiality. So in order to make sure that everything is confidential, no one have access to it, you really need to learn security. CCNA Security gives you the knowledge and the ability to configure Cisco routers, Cisco switches in a way that you can make sure that the security of your network is correct. Because if there is no security on the network, it means that there are too many threats. There are too many threats. Everyone can hack your network. The viruses can get inside very easily. So I'm gonna provide CCNA Security Voice and Design and Routing and Switching in my future videos. So what can we do is with CCNA security, like still the levels are same. As you can see that after that we have CCNP security. If you want to learn more, like if you want to learn how to configure firewall, how to configure IPS, intrusion prevention system, how to configure like other, like how to secure your network using your switches and routers, you can go higher with CCNP. But if you really want to have experience, like if you really want to have more knowledge in security so that you can configure more different network devices in terms of security, what can you do is you can go with CCIE security certification, which is again one of the difficult and most complex certifications that we have with the Cisco. So CCIE security, like you have IPS, you have firewall, you have WSA, you have got how to secure Cisco router and switches, and you have got like wireless LAN controller. Those things are the part of CCIE security. So after that we have CCNA service provider operation, which is expiring like in January 2015 or February 2015. It is all like how to deal with incidents, how to deal with faults, how to deal with problems, how to deal with configuration management. So it's gonna give you all knowledge on that, but it is expiring and no new certification will be introduced for that. So again, it have got CCNP and CCIE level certification. After that, one of the most important thing that we will study is CCNA routing and switching. The most important and most interesting topic. Anyone who is starting to learn Cisco, they first start CCNA routing and switching, because that really gives you the knowledge of how network works, how packet travels from one place to another place, how switching works, how computer connects to switch, and how they obtain their IP addresses, how problem comes into a network. Everything it defines that. And this certification or this course for routing and switching was one of the best or interesting courses that I had done in my past. So I will just give you brief explanation and knowledge of CCNA routing and switching. We will go through different type of labs, and I will give you practical or real life scenarios, and at the end of our course I will just go through a super lab, which is gonna be setting up a network for a company. We will just have a company as an example, and that will give you a lot of knowledge. So as you can see, again, CCNP routing switching or CCIE routing switching is the other level, high level certifications that you can do. CCNP have got 3 exams, which is switching, routing, and T-shoot. T-shoot means troubleshoot. So it is also one of the best certifications that we will go I will make videos for that in future. And after that we have CCIE routing and switching, that gives you more knowledge of routing and switching at expert level. After that we have got CCNA data center. How to set up a data center. Like most of the organizations really have data center, like they use different type of equipments. Nowadays we are using Cisco Nexus switches. So if you really want a Nexus switches, like they are one of the powerful switches that we have, that provide us more or very high speed, and it gives us a lot of flexibility, and we put it in the core of our network. So the same CCNP and CCIE is another higher level certification for that. And at the end we have got CCNA service provider, CCNP service provider, and CCIE service provider. So these certifications are again one of the certifications that if you really want to learn, if you are a ISP, internet service provider, or if you really want to work with ISP, or if you are working for a organization that really wants you to do service provider job, like one of the protocols that we will study is BGP, Border Gateway Protocol. So those type of protocols, or those type of routing protocols, are just used within ISP. So I'm gonna give you a brief explanation on how that one works. So if you really want to be a ISP internet service provider, so a CCNA service provider, CCNP service provider, or CCIE service provider is the path that we can use. So that was a brief or a simple explanation for your Cisco certification path, but I would really recommend you to, if you really want to learn Cisco's, if you really want to get inside to Cisco world, what you need to do is you start with CCNA routing and switching. After that you go to CCNA voice, CCNA security, and CCDA. If you really want to study like in a small to medium level businesses, what can you do? You can select these paths, because security, routing, switching, voice, and wireless, these are one of the most important things that every organization needs from you. If you can do CCDA, that's a plus, because you will know how to design a network, how can you build a network. So these certifications are most important and most used certifications in nowadays, that every company have requirement for it. So once you start to work for a company or organization, you will learn more that which certification path you have to select. So I hope you really like the video. I'll just see you in next video. Thanks for watching.